everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to animate pixel art in Photoshop. And for this little animation, the inspiration comes from this recent doodle art I created. And basically it's called the Great Spud War, where these little doodle potatoes are riding out onto their battlefield. And so yeah, this is the inspiration that I'm going to use for this pixel art animation. So there you go. This is what we're going to create here in Photoshop. So let's go ahead and start designing our character. I'm just going to use a very small canvas and create some pixel art here. You can see I'm breaking up the character into different layers. This is going to help kind of animate a little bit easier when it comes down to the animation process. So just touch up there. We just create our little king character right on the sheep. Add a little bit of shading there. Alright, so now let's go ahead and set up the animation. You notice that I have each body part here separated into different layers. I have a layer for a different leg motion here. So one that's a little bit higher. There goes another one. So different leg motions, different arms, different bodies and torso. So there you go. And this is going to make it easier. You don't have to do this, but you'll see why I chose to do it this way. So let's go to Window and load the animation palette. And there we go. So this is our animation. And by default, you're going to see like a timeline preview. For this animation process, let's go ahead and switch to frames. It's going to be a lot easier to animate this pixel art using this method. So you can see here what Photoshop does is it takes a snapshot of whatever your current frame is in your comp. So you can see the legs off. If I was to turn it on, you can see the legs are back on in this frame because it's selected. So it's taking a little snapshot, and we're going to change it from 10 seconds to hold for about 0.1 seconds. And I'm going to click on this little new frame button down here, and I'll have a new one, and it took a new snapshot. And now all I have to do is turn off these legs right there. You can see these ones are still on because the other one's selected. And I'm going to choose a different set of legs. So you go, here's the up and down, and I can move the torso for the sheep up a little bit on this first frame. Go here, lift it up a little bit more. This way it creates a little bit of a galloping effect, if you will. So there we go. We can preview that, and let's go ahead and create some more leg animations, some new frames. Here we go. Change the legs out, raise up the character so it looks like he's galloping, and just keep switching and taking some more snapshots. And when we're done, we'll just go ahead and tell it to loop forever and hit play. And there we go. Now we have our final animation with our galloping potato head king. Alright, so let's go ahead and create an animated GIF, and we can import this onto a website. What I'm going to do is go to Save for Web, and I'm going to switch from JPEG to GIF. There we go. And now let's go ahead and tell it to loop forever. So this way, if I want to put it on there, I want it to constantly keep cycling and looping. And I'm going to increase the size because I want it to be a little bit bigger. And you know it's a little blurry, so I'm going to change this to nearest neighbor. And that keeps a very pixelated look to it. And if I hit play, I can preview and see how this would look on a website. And another cool thing about animating in Photoshop is you have the ability to create additional frames or tweening between two main keyframes in this animation panel. And I'll show you how you can do that. So what we'll do is we'll grab this cloud image right here and tell it to create another snapshot. And I'm going to drag it over to the left. And there we go. And now I can have Photoshop basically fill in the keyframes between these two images. So I'm going to hit this little tween button down here. And I could tell it to add, let's add maybe 10 frames. And I can set this to basically add basically a keyframe off of either effects or the opacity and the position, which is just what we're going to use for this one. And let's go ahead and click OK. And there you go. You can see Photoshop will basically create the additional frames you need between your two main frames, and help create some simple animations. And you can get really advanced with this and help create some web banners and web graphics that you want. And if you want to get even further advanced, you can always export this these as different images, and you can bring them into After Effects to get a little more control if you want. But that's about it. That's how you can basically animate pixel art in Photoshop. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you for watching.